and this is our veterinary technician in Whistler, British Columbia. And today we have a video for you called the 22 ways that your vehicle could land your pet in the emergency room or worse.
Yes.
So everyone thinks, oh, it's just dogs getting hit by cars. Think again. There are a lot of hidden dangers in your vehicle, and we are here to show them to you. Because even though it's our job to help animals with emergencies, we actually don't like seeing dogs and cats getting injured by vehicles, and all of these are preventable if you know what to watch out for. So, if you're just joining us, we are here in Whistler, British Columbia, and we're going through the 22 ways your vehicle could land your pet in the emergency room or worse. If you think you can guess all 22 ways, please leave them in the comments. If you guess them all before we get to number 20, we have a special prize for you. Okay, so getting started with number 1. Before you even get in your car, there are some hidden dangers under the hood of your vehicle. Anybody have a guess of the hidden dangers? I'm going to show you. On a cold morning with fall just around the corner, you should knock on the hood of your car. Little animals, like cats and squirrels, like to hide under the hood to get warm. And sometimes, if you're not careful, they can become entangled in a little piece of equipment called the fan belt or the serpentine belt. That's a horrible trauma. I've seen it too many times. I hope I never see it again. So please make sure that no animals are stuck in the fan belt. Create the life you can't make up. Oh, thanks for the motivation there. All right, so that's number 1, the serpentine belt. Knock on your hood on a cold morning, make sure no little guys get stuck in there. And number 2, I hope I never see this again, so please be extra, extra, extra careful. This stuff is a poison, a very dangerous and lethal poison. See that? It's not a joke. This is the green stuff that goes in your radiator. It's also called antifreeze, engine coolant, ethylene glycol. This is a fatal poison, and it only takes a couple licks of this to kill a pet, even wildlife. So if you spill this, make sure that you clean it up properly, soaking it in some cat litter to scoop it up and dispose of it properly so that nobody can drink it. It has a sweet taste. It's like little green Gatorade for cats and dogs. They don't know the difference. If they drink this, they can die. If you think that your pet has drank this, take them to the emergency room right away. Do not wait too long. Time is of the essence. I'm just gonna pour it out so you can see it. If there's a green puddle looking like this under your car, that is an accident waiting to happen, okay? So number 1 and 2, under the hood, don't make this mistake. We don't want to see this ever again. I'm going to leave that there while we move on to number 3. If you're just joining us and you don't know what we're doing, we're talking about the 22 ways that your vehicle can land your pet in the emergency room or worse. Moving on to number 3, before you even get in the car, make sure there's nobody sleeping under the tires. There we go. On a hot day, this is too common. I've seen this more than once on a single hot day. Owners backing over their own dog in the driveway because it was sleeping there in the shade. This usually happens to old dogs because they can't hear very well and they don't even hear the car start up. So always check under your car to make sure that nobody is sleeping under a wheel before you back out of your driveway. Whenever you back up out of your driveway, just as a general rule, roll down your window, go slow, look behind you. In this parking lot across the street the other day, I saw a little boy almost get run over by a guy that was backing up too fast with the window closed, music on. A little boy about this big. So, you know, it's not just dogs, it's little kids too. That's number 3. Dogs sleeping under the wheel in their own driveway. I've seen this probably too many times, but yeah, multiple times on a single hot day. I haven't seen this one, but some of my colleagues have. Some wheels have something called the wheel well, and sometimes little critters will hide in there also. So it's always just a good idea before you back out, before you start up your car, make a little bit of noise, check around, take a quick look. 2 seconds, an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. Moving on to number 5. This is what happens when you come home a little bit too fast. Everybody's always in a hurry to get home. Dads, I'm talking to you, all the dads out there. For some reason, this is a dad problem. Dad's coming in hot. So a lot of dogs get hit in their own driveways with their parents driving home too fast. The dogs get excited to see them, get too close to the car. It's not a good way to end a day if you've had a long day and you're just in a hurry to get home. Either having to go to the emergency room to get your dog all fixed up, or having to dig a grave before the kids get home. I've been there. So everybody just take a deep breath as you're rolling into the driveway. If your dog comes running at you, slow down, roll down the window, make sure they don't get too close. We're on our way to 22, and that was number 5. For those of you just joining us, we're doing the 22 ways that your vehicle can land your pet in the emergency room or worse. There's actually some dangers while you're driving. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in the car. Try not to get hit here. People are supposed to be driving slow around here, but they don't. Okay, so while you're driving, we're gonna move on to numbers 6, 7, and 8. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you're just joining us, if you can guess all 22 before we get to number 20, we have a special prize for you. So go ahead and leave your guesses in the comments. We want to know if you can guess them. All right, so while you're driving, there's a couple ways that your dog can get injured and end up in the emergency room. We've seen it all. Those automatic windows when your dog has its head out the window. Yeah, you can actually, if you're not careful and not paying attention, you can accidentally roll them up in the window. It can break. Yeah. So that's one way that they can end up in the emergency room. So just be careful, those of you with automatic windows, don't roll them up too fast. If you haven't already, and we're filming this actually on our Facebook Live and on our YouTube because we have different audiences on both platforms. So if you are not one of our YouTube subscribers, please take a minute to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Twin Trees Vet. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you are not one of our Facebook followers, do the same. We would love to have you. We can learn more tips like these. All right, next, this one is probably one of the more common ones besides accidentally. Actually, all of these are extremely common. So, but yeah, the fan belt, the antifreeze, dog sleeping under the wheel, getting hit in the driveway. These are very, very common anywhere across the country at any given time, probably right now, especially since it's the evening. There are dogs getting run over in their own driveways.
Yeah.
And this entire list is happening somewhere. So we just want you to know so it doesn't happen to you. All right, here we go. Number 7. Dogs jumping out of the window while the car is in motion. Okay? Wait, don't jump him all the way out because we need him in a second. Okay. One of my patients, not to mention any names, but Birdie, has actually done this twice. Jumped out the window while the owner was driving and got hit by oncoming traffic. Twice. So make sure that your windows are rolled up sufficiently that your dog cannot jump out of the window.
Yes.
This one's a little bit less common, but it definitely happens. Nobody wants a traumatic brain injury from driving along, owner hits the brakes too fast, boom, hits the windshield. Oh, I guess you're not getting an elective procedure done at the vet today. You're getting treated for head trauma. And you cracked my windshield. So yeah, just be careful. I mean, you don't want to obviously, if you have to hit the brakes, but there are lots of little dog seatbelts out there. Make sure that your pet is properly restrained. We see a fair number of pets hitting the windshield when people hit the brakes too hard. So just be careful. They can mess up their face pretty bad, get other types of injuries to their head and neck as well. All right, I've actually never seen this one, but I thought I'd put it on the list. This is only one of 2 things on the list I've never seen in the emergency room. But with dogs having their head out the window, I know some other people who've seen this. They can have objects fly into their eye and end up in the emergency room that way. It's not that common, but it does happen. All right. Now, even if you're just running into the store for a couple minutes, sometimes even the gas station, when you leave your pets in the vehicle, they can get into mischief and some really, really, really bad things can happen. So we just want to warn you about some of those so that you don't end up in our emergency room for these reasons. For those of you just joining us, hey buddy. I'm Dr. Lopez, the emergency vet at Twin Trees, and this is Tatiana, our emergency veterinary technician. And we are trying to keep you guys out of the emergency room for preventable reasons by warning you about the 22 ways that your vehicle can land your pet in the emergency room or worse.
Yes.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So while you're in the store leaving your pet unattended, there are some major dangers that can await while your back is turned. Dogs can get into some mischief in the car, getting into things like your purse or the groceries. Let's see what happened here. Oh no. Grumpy. Grumpy got into your purse. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. Is he gonna be okay? I don't know about this. Let's see what he got into. What is this? Sugar-free gum?
Oh, no.
Don't you know this is a poison? Yep, that's right. See that ingredient that starts with X? That is xylitol. Oh.
Ripsy, come, get it. It's gonna fall.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Our little
Somebody wanted some sugar-free gum, but we had to save. So the ingredient in sugar-free gum that starts with an X, that is called xylitol. That is a poison. They can end up in the emergency room for that. It can cause liver failure. So be extra careful with sugar-free gum. Sometimes all of the dogs in the car eat the sugar-free gum, and then you have 3 emergency vet bills. So be extra careful. Sugar-free gum is a poison to dogs. All of your medications and drugs really should never be left unattended near your pet, even at home. These medications, over-the-counter medications like Tylenol, that looks like candy to dogs. It's a poison. They can die from eating this. ADVIL, Do you know how many dogs eat entire bottles of ADVIL and end up in the emergency room? It happens all the time. Keep all of your medications safely secured, out of reach of pets. And children, they can't tell the difference between this and their little kibbles. They love it, they just want to eat it, they know you take it, it must taste good. Keep it out of reach. Grandma, grandpa, make sure if you're driving them somewhere to the pharmacy to get their medications refilled, keep these also out of reach of the pets. We don't need any heart medication overdoses in our emergency room. Those are very scary. Let's see what else we have in here. Antihistamines, the non-drowsy antihistamines, those have dangerous uppers. You can have cardiac arrhythmias and seizures, even just from non-drowsy antihistamines. Medications, drugs, also goes for recreational drugs. If you're one of those people that has edibles, we see lots and lots of dogs coming into the emergency room for ingesting recreational drugs. It's actually one of the most common emergencies that we see here in Whistler. Your groceries and snacks are definitely not safe, so never leave those unattended in your vehicle. Some foods are poisons. What happened here? Oh my gosh, this is a crime scene. Chocolate, 90 grams of 85% dark chocolate is gonna die.
Yeah.
Chocolate, grapes. Grapes are poisonous to dogs. They can cause kidney failure. They are delicious. Dogs can't have them. You never know who will end up with kidney failure from eating grapes. Same thing goes for raisins. Don't leave this stuff in your car with your dog. Potato chips are not poisonous, but the bag is very dangerous. Dogs can suffocate in plastic bags from trying to eat popcorn, snacks, their own dog food, potato chips. They never survive. It's always too late. Be very, very careful, even in your home. Always cut your plastic bags into small pieces before discarding them, and never leave these out. We see this too often. It's way too common. Suffocation in plastic bags. It happens all the time. It's always too late to save them by the time they get to us. Still more dangers in the grocery bag. Dog food is not a poison, but you can overdose on dog food and end up in the emergency room. Some dogs, while their owners are in the grocery store, especially if you have a lab, they will eat their entire bag of dog food that you just purchased from them and will have to get their stomach pumped. So be extra careful with your snacks and groceries. Some are poisonous, some have other hazards like suffocation. Let's see, where are we? So that was number 12 through 16, items that your dog can get into while you are leisurely waiting in line at the grocery store or just to pay for your gas. When you come back, you might end up having to drive to the emergency room. Medications, drugs, over-the-counter, pain control, gum containing xylitol, sugar-free gum is a poisonous foods like raisins, grapes, and chocolate. Plastic bags are a suffocation danger, and even dog food can cause a problem if you are a lab and you eat the whole thing. It's kind of embarrassing that we have to warn people about this, but yes, there are dogs that will eat their entire bag of dog food. Comment below if this has happened to you and you've had to learn the hard way. All right, we are rounding the final corner here of the 22 ways that your vehicle could land your pet in the emergency room or worse. I hope you like our YouTube live video today.
Yeah.
If you do, make sure that you give us a thumbs up. If you can guess the remaining 6 ways that your vehicle can land your pet in the emergency room or worse, then please comment below, and if you can guess them all, we have a prize for you. All right, so when you leave your dog unattended in your vehicle, and I can't say how many dogs I've had actually die from this, but multiple brought in DOA, some that were able to be saved after quite a lot involved, is the temperature, especially too hot. If you live in a warm climate, sometimes even it's not that hot outside, but your vehicle can heat up really fast. Don't leave your pet unattended on a hot day. They can get heat stroke, especially brachycephalic breeds. Those are the breeds that have little squished faces, like bulldogs, French bulldogs, English bulldogs, boxers, pugs, Pekingese, anything. Oh, here we go. Yes, oh, thank you for reminding us. Actually, you are so smart. Whoever's just commented that, we forgot that. That was actually number 10, and we skipped it, so thank you for reminding us. Yes, you can actually slam your dog in the car door. I have seen this. One of the worst traumatic brain injuries I ever saw, a little tiny poodle getting slammed in the car door. So just be extra careful with that. Remember, if you're a small dog, your skull is like an eggshell, and your car door, you know how hard that hurts. We have a prize for you because you guessed one that we forgot. Okay, so we're gonna find you, or you find us, and we're gonna get you a prize. Thanks for showing us that one. Yes, number 10. We skipped right over that. I hope we didn't miss any other ones. Oh, and yes, we did miss another one too. In that regard, your car door. Oh, yay! Cool. With the car door is a danger too. Not only accidentally slamming your pet in the car door, but also having your pet escape while you're trying to get out of the car. That happens all the time. They can get hit by oncoming traffic. They can get lost. Make sure that when you are around your car, getting in and out of it, and when you're driving, your pet is properly secured, and that they have all of their identifying tags on them. So your phone number, their name. A microchip is a good backup, but it's much better to just have your pet's phone number directly on them so that they don't get lost, injured, or worse. You never see them again. Yeah, there was a dog missing for 3 months at least.
Yeah.
This spring. The owners, actually got in a car accident, and the dog escaped just from being so scared, got lost in the mountains, and luckily was found much later, but yeah, it was just in time. Okay, escaping. Temperature, so too hot. This also goes for truck owners too. If you have one of those trucks that has the camper shell in the back, just because it's not technically inside the car, that is actually dangerous as well. There was a dog walker in Vancouver a few years ago that left a whole bunch of dogs in the back of the shell of the truck, and I think, what was it, 6, 8? At least half a dozen dogs died from heat stroke. So, you know, if it's even remotely warm outside, just don't risk it. It's not worth it. You don't want to find out that way. Too cold. Use your best judgment on that one. If you have a short-haired dog, just put yourself in that situation. Would you be willing to be sitting in your freezing cold car without a jacket for however long? If it's 2 minutes.
You got a nice little compliment.
Oh, thanks. You're the best. Hey, yeah, so we're going through the 22 ways that your vehicle can land your pet in the emergency room or worse. Just want everybody to, you know, it's much better to learn from somebody else's bad experiences. And unfortunately, working in the emergency room, I've had to be a part of many of these bad experiences, and to be honest, many of them were not savable. So we just thought the best way to save these guys would be to prevent the situation from happening altogether. So that's what we're trying to do. Not that we don't like working in the emergency room, but hey, if we can avoid having to see little pets suffering in horrible ways, we might as well just let you guys know. All right. Now, even if it's not too hot and not too cold, this is another danger that you're leaving your pet unattended can lead to. Sometimes there are just crazy vigilantes coming by, they see a dog in a car, they think it's wrong. Boom, they break your window, they take off with your dog, you never see it again. You've been warned, it happens all the time. And so that's number 19, just having your dog stolen out of the back of your car. I can't tell you how often this happens. We're gonna move on to some truck specific reasons right now. This is for all of you pickup truck owners, like that guy right there. Okay, if you have one of those, pay extra close attention to the following 3 ways that your dog could end up in the emergency room from your vehicle. So, oh hey. You know, we're just brutally honest. So we just want you guys to know this stuff. It's funny and it's all fun and games until your pet ends up in the emergency room and we have to deal with it. So let's just keep everybody safe out there, and let's try not to have any of this happen. Although I'm sure at any given time, anywhere in the country, there are dogs being brought into the emergency room for all of these 22 reasons. Thank God we are not having to deal with this right now in our emergency room. We're just warning you guys. All right. So if you have a pickup truck, some special reminders. We already talked about overheating. That's just as bad in the shell. You are great. Thank you. What a nice person. Come anytime. Okay. And we talked about dogs jumping out of the car, like the front of the car while you're driving. But dogs jumping out of the back of the car is just as dangerous, or out of the back of the truck is just as dangerous. This happens all the time. It's probably one of the more common reasons for dogs to end up being surrendered to our animal shelter here in Whistler is their puppies jump out of the back of the truck, break their legs, get a bunch of injuries, and the owners can't afford to get them treatment, to get them fixed. So yeah, I don't even know. You can check out the animal shelter surrender page and all their fundraisers, and there are a whole lot of femur fracture repairs on that list. So jumping out of the back of the truck, or worse, and here's where we come to our last 2 reasons, number 21 and 22, being tied up in the back of the truck bed and jumping out while the vehicle is driving and getting dragged from behind the truck. I have seen that. I hope to never see that again. So please be very careful. Do not tie your dogs up in such a way that they could jump out of the truck and get dragged behind it. And finally, number 22, I am sorry that I have to tell you guys that this actually does happen. It is horrible. One of the most horrible things, one of the most horrible type of emergencies we ever see is, Bill here is gonna help us. Luckily, he's our CPR model as well, so we can resuscitate him later. But yeah, getting tied up to the trailer hitch, to the back of the truck, while people are camping, having a great day, mountain biking, whatever. Everyone loads up, ready to go after a long day, tired, wanting to go home and cook some food. Completely forget about Bill tied up to the back of the truck, drive away while he is tied there, and drag him all the way home. Oh no. All right, well anyway, that's number 22. Thank you so much for joining me and Tatiana here in the best place on earth, Whistler, British Columbia. so that we could warn you guys about all 22 of these ways that your vehicle could land your pet in the emergency room or worse. We'll probably trim this down and edit it so you can have the short version. But thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Everybody stay safe out there. Remember, your pets are toddlers and they are not safe around vehicles without very careful, close adult supervision. Protect them from all of these dangers that they love to get into. Things like poisons, groceries, foods, plastic bags, antifreeze, and other mechanical dangers like that in your vehicle, in and around your vehicle. Okay? All right. Wait. Oh, thank you. You are amazing. We love all of you guys. Thank you for being our subscribers and followers and always commenting, and let us know what other information you would like for us to share with you.
Yeah.
Tatiana, anything to add? Did we get it all?
Double check your car when you're getting in it and driving around.
Yeah.
And be extra careful because,
Driving in and out of your driveway.
Yeah, dogs are like toddlers. You can't be trusted with anything, so be extra careful.
Don't get, convertibles, I forgot. There's one. Rob works with us. His dog jumped out of a convertible once, not to throw him under the bus or anything, but she hated buses. She jumped out of the convertible on Lionsgate Bridge once to attack a bus, got hit by it, and lived.
Yeah, crazy.
So be extra careful. I don't know why they don't understand not to jump out while you're driving. I've seen it one dog twice. Didn't learn his lesson.
Yeah, back of the truck is a really bad one.
Driving in and out of the driveway, dads, all you dads out there, okay?
Just go slow.
Yeah, nobody wants to be, even if your dog doesn't die, do you want to hear your 3-year-old every single time you come home? Don't run over Lola, Daddy. Okay? For the rest of your life? I don't think you want to hear that. So just drive slow, roll down your window, try not to run over anybody's pets and children.
Yes.
No emergency workers want to see that. It's just not a good day. All right. Everybody stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cool.
And everybody stay safe. We'll talk to you later.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, and if we missed one,
comment.
Make sure you let us know and we'll add it, okay? We don't want to miss anything, but at the end of the day, we probably haven't seen every way out there.
There's always a new way.
There's always a new way. There's always a new way. Some of these, until I saw them, I didn't even know that could happen. Wish I didn't have to find out. Okay. All right. Goodbye from Whistler, and we love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.